Who cut the mountaintops of Mars, similar to the Nazca lines and the cut-off mountains of Peru? And I'll give you the link to the map of Mars so you can look at it yourself and the locations. These are the Nazca lines of Peru, and we see that these look like airstrips. Of course, on the ground you have no sense of what they are, but when you look at them from the sky, you can see that they look like long runways. But the very strange thing is that these mountaintops have been cut off and leveled off. And we'll see a lot of this going on the surface of Mars from the NASA Mars images. And this is more of course, another cut-off mountain with Nazca lines in Peru, as you can see, going from the 5 o'clock position up to the 11 o'clock position. That's the Nazca line on the cut-off mountain of Peru. So how is it that we find similar cut-off mountaintops on Mars? Mars has offered us many mysteries that are not always easy to interpret. Surely everything has some logical explanation. But what happens when you find that the tops of some mountains have been removed, leaving behind plateaus? Some of the mysteries of Mars are attributed to natural phenomena that are difficult to comprehend based on the conditions we live on Earth. Some others are obvious games of light or shadows or paradoxes. But what happens when you see clear buildings and structures and pyramids or even cut-off mountains? NASA explains all this as misinterpretations that our minds make in trying to explain what the eye sees. Many consider them excuses or cover-ups. They call them pareidolia, and we make it look as if it's something that we are accustomed to. But what phenomenon, what kind of explanation can be given when a genuine NASA image, in that image you see that a mountain is completely missing its top? Like we see here, of course, in the Nazca lines of Peru. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. This is one section of Mars that has very level cut-off mountains. As we can see, this is the Mars, and I'll leave a link below for you. You can play around with it. You'll find a lot of amazing things. And as you can see, they're basically cut off. And just looking at comparing to the Nazca lines of Peru, they're cut off mountains and very strange shapes. These things here. The other one there. And if we just pull out, you'll see there's even more strange shapes. It looks like buildings. And that's another part of cut off mountains. That is a very strange shape there. It looks like half a fishtail of some kind. And there you have right angle pieces of what looks to be not logical geological formations. Okay, so there's another cut-off part, but we're going to see a lot more. And there we have some more. As you can see, they're cut off as well. Why is it that they're so level? Going around that plateau, these pictures look to be a little bit older, but they're still very clearly cut off, as we can see. So what's the logic behind that? This is a section of what looks to me to be very strange anomalies. That again is cut off right there. And we're panning around the area. We're panning around, going towards the east. Okay. Let's pan out again. And we'll take a look at the whole area here. Lots of strange anomalies there. But if you take a look. Now we're going west around the area of Mars. We'll pan to the west. Panning towards the west, you'll see the names of the certain areas right there. So you can see where we were. Again, there's a lot to see here. We made a video on these three circles, that they are geometrical isosceles triangles for some very odd reason, totally, perfectly geometrical, those craters. We don't know why. Very strange indeed. Panning again, you'll see all types of areas. Panning again, and we'll just come around to where we were. There's a lot to see in every section of these areas. If you go in, there's very high definition images. We're panning again around this area. Okay. A lot to see. I was trying to find Elas, but I guess I'm too far out. That's where we saw the double epsilon of the Delphi epsilon. Elas Palladia, it was called. And we did a video on that. Very strange that there would be an epsilon, a Delphic epsilon, one E stuck to the other like a symmetrical image in the area of Elas Palladia. Very strange indeed. There's a lot of mysteries concerning Mars. We know that Thoth the Atlantean said that there was an exiled general on the planet Mars, and he was exiled there with his entourage of generals. And when he passed away, he was buried under a face on the planet Mars, and the generals were buried in pyramids next to the face. So here we go. These are very, very clearly cut off mountains, and they remind us of what we see here on our Earth. The cut off areas of Peru, the mountains that were cut off, and in order to put up these lines, these directional lines. There we go again. And we took one of these lines and we extended it, the NAZCA lines of Peru. We took one heading east, and it took us to the biggest temple of the earth in Cambodia, in Angkor Wat. Now these things here, you may have a little bit of pareidolia. When you look at them, you may think they're sunk, but they're not. They're actually raised sections, and they're all basically cut at the same level. They're all cut at the same level. How is that possible? All cut at the same level. There you go again, right there, all cut at the same level. And you have some very strange anomalies there. Again, more there, okay. Very strange that they're cut at the same level, just as we saw. Look at that, that's squarish there, and it has two little baubles at the bottom of it. Very strange, because it's similar to what we see in the area of the NAZCA lines of Peru. Who could have cut off these mountain tops? You can see they're totally level. How did they do this? Again, this is it right here. All these things are cut at the same level. Right there. All these things cut at the same level. Again, those are right there, cut at the same level. Again, there. All cut at the same level, for very, very strange occurrence. Could they have been the same entities that passed this knowledge to the those who cut the mountaintops of NAZCA? We don't know. Very strange indeed. Anyway, I'll leave links below for you for this, and please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. That again there looks like a structure with two little baubles at the end. Thank you for your support. Please leave your comments. Thank you.